people are known to have died in the violence there. More than 200 have been wounded as well.
Protesters have ruled out any negotiations with the government after the death of at least 21 people
in almost 2 decades.
Took place in Thailand was one of the worst human rights abuses that people have seen. We mustn't forget that in April and May of last year, when the uprisings took place, 92 people were killed. 92 people demonstrating for what they saw as freedom and an opportunity to express themselves freely and openly, and thousands, of course, were injured.
When I heard about this, what happened to Fabio, I took the flight the day after, and I went to Bangkok to try to get in touch with colleagues of Fabio and to understand what happened that day. Fabio was shot through the heart. So I'm here to ask to European community to push to know the truth. I was invited to be at a party for the king birthday by the Thai embassy in Rome, and I obviously taken this invitation as something that couldn't be upset by me, because of course I don't need to go to parties, but I need truth. I need to know what happened, and I want to know what happened. I think that Fabio's death has to be an occasion to talk about problems for photographers, for journalists that every day are killed, to know the truth about what happened to Fabio, but as well to give a sense to his death, trying to push out this kind of issue of human rights and freedom of information. Freedom of information guarantees human rights. For us, Fabio was there to guarantee human rights, and probably this was why he was killed.
You all may see that Thailand has come back to the normal situation. It seems like people in Thailand living in peace again, but actually we're still living under one of the most repressive regimes. During the crackdown, 92 people got killed and more than 2,000 people got injured. Among them, 6 of them were professionals like medics and journalists, and 9 of them were the state officials like soldiers and police. The rest were the civilians, mostly unarmed. This is the first time in Thai history that the government in conflict still remain in power. And so far, none of the perpetrators were brought to justice. Apart from that, I would like to emphasize on the issues of the freedom of expression. People are still living in fear, in climate of fear. And what is that? There's a continued censorship of the media. I think the most fundamental question that human rights organizations have to ask is that, is it legitimate for the Thai government to use the armed force against unarmed civilians? This is from Mr. Santipong Injan, the 24-year-old boy who got shot in his eye. He said that, "My participation is not out of love for any particular persons. I joined them because my rights were taken away from me by the coup in 2006. Our struggle has always been peaceful and unarmed."
Would you like me to read it?
Up to you.
I did not believe they would dare killing their own people in cold blood, but they did. And they did it without any restraint and with no reservation. A rubber bullet was shot into my right eye, and immediately blinded one side of me. They would have killed me if there was a second chance. I ask myself to this day why the elders of Thailand, whom I have believed to have loved me so much, could do such an act. In fact, the answer is almost too clear. There is no saint in Thailand's ruling class, as we were led to believe, and their grip on the ultimate political power is much more important than our worthless lives. Not only Thais who have suffered, a foreign observer like Mr. Polenghi, who was a reporter from Italy, was also shot in the chest and killed. Again, the question is why?
We've been working on this subject for a long time. I think you're very brave to come here, and I think it's very important that individual cases be pursued, because sometimes when people hear a large number of abuses, they can't focus, and it all becomes political, and the individuals are forgotten. So I'm glad that you are doing this, and we would support your efforts.
I wish you all well in your work related to human rights.
To know the truth about what happened to Fabio, but as well to give a sense to his death.
And so far, none of the perpetrators were brought to justice.